everyone, my name is Dominic and this presentation is brought to you by white privilege. Now by that opening line, I'm sure you can guess the concept I'll be looking at, and you'd be right, stereotypes. Now my art form will be that of a video. This video may seem familiar to some of you as it's quite a popular one and it outlines a lot of stereotypes among the Aboriginal community. Enjoy.
I'm Aboriginal and I think it's important to smash stereotypes.
I'm Aboriginal, but I'm not a threat to you.
I'm Aboriginal, but I don't steal.
I'm Aboriginal, but I'm educated.
I'm Aboriginal, but I don't use drugs.
But I don't live in a hut.
But I'm not an Abo.
But I am not ignorant of other cultures.
But I do not drink.
But I'm not dark-skinned.
And I'm not on any welfare benefits.
But I'm not dumb.
But I'm not scary.
But I'm not violent towards women.
But I'm not an angry black woman.
But I'm not a bung.
But I'm not in prison.
But I'm not a criminal.
But I'm not good at sport.
I didn't receive free education.
But I'm not driving around in a free car.
But I don't get everything for free.
I work hard for it.
This video shares a powerful message towards stereotype in the Australian society. There's a notion that just because someone is a certain race or culture makes them automatically a certain way. People believe that just because a minority act in a one way or live in a certain life, the entire population's the same. And it's not just Indigenous Australians either. Stereotypes affect everyone, Indigenous or otherwise. Now, white Australian, no, I won't use that term. It's the same as calling Indigenous Australians Black Australians. Let's say Anglo-Australians. Yeah. So Anglo-Australians are all assumed to automatically have some magical power called white privilege. Now, we all use it to get ahead in life, apparently, no matter how hard someone works for what they have. You understand what I'm saying, don't you, Jane?
With you up to a point. I can even empathize with you up to a point. And the point is where I look at the color of your skin and know that no matter how different you are in other ways, you're still white.
You're right, Jane. I can't understand anything because I'm white. Stereotype is a difficult subject to address because the best way to combat it is by teaching children whilst they're young and in school. But sometimes teaching Indigenous perspective can do more harm than good because students can be left with stereotypes of Indigenous people rather than the insights into what Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. But there is good news. Whilst I'm not saying that there's no longer a problem today, I am saying that it's become less affluent within society, with a large role being played by the Indigenous people themselves. Now, by working hard and finishing school, we've seen a 70% increase in Aboriginal students going to university compared to 2008, only seeing a 37% increase of non-Aboriginals. A 54% increase of Aboriginal students graduating high school since 2010, only 21% for non-Aboriginals. Now, with Aboriginals only making up 3% of the population, 5% of them are on a separate study allowance called ABStudy. This one's specifically for Indigenous people, with only 1.8% of non-Aboriginals on the similar study allowance, AusStudy, an allowance that anyone who is studying can access. Now, this shows that a large amount of Aboriginal people are attending some form of tertiary education, working to better themselves and beat stereotype. Now, the numbers are growing and the gap is being closed, leading to a new age of thinking among Australians. And hey, maybe one day there'll be the stereotype that all Aboriginals are doctors. Who knows? Now, I'll leave you with this video. No reason to it, not even relevant. Here's a dude doing a backflip.